Hi, welcome back. So in this session, we are going to see some more Docker administration commands. So as I stated in previous Docker sessions, you need to have one Linux machine which Docker installed. Basically Docker version, Docker version will tell you Docker is there, correct? So we are going to continue it. As part of this session, please stick with our GitHub repository. The GitHub ID is Cloud and Loud. And for this Docker training, we have created the dedicated repository Docker-training. Inside that, there is a class 6 Docker command lab 3. So stick as part of this session, stick with this folder. So I'm going inside. So we'll go one by one. So first I want to restart the Docker container, right? First we will see what is there in my machine. Okay. First I need to understand what is my machine, right? So I'm just going here. So there is a 3 container is up and running. 1 container is exited state. So now come back this Docker restart. We'll do one thing because this is a CentOS image. So we will first go with Docker stop. Say what is this name? So we will go with this name. So we will stop one so that you will be very clear to understand. Docker container stop. I'm going to stop this either container ID or name. So now I am running. See here, there is a 2 container is up, 1 container is exited, right? So now I'm coming back here. I'm going to say restart. So restart. So what is the container ID? It's exited state. So I'm going to paste it. So now you run the status. See here, the exactly whatever you started, the container is up and running now. So you do one thing before you understand this. You first make sure some containers are running, some containers are stopped state, especially on the Nginx or HTTP. Some application related containers, some service related containers, correct? Then you use this command and try to restart it and keep compare your output. Then only you know what exactly is happening. So it was up, we manually stopped, and using the Docker restart command, we have started this container. So now see here, the status is up. This is how you need to practice and study, correct? Calm down. Stopping Docker. So just now we did, but we will do it again. The more we do, the more we are confident, right? So Docker, okay, container stop. What is your preference? So always I used to prefer 3. So we'll go with 3. Copy this and again you check the output. See, there is a third one which was running 4B, 3B. The same one here. Now it's exited state, right? Come down. So you just now we seen restart. The same way you can start also. The restart, start. So restart means even you can recycle whatever the running containers during any maintenance or anything. You want to recycle all the container running containers, bounce it, come back. So those situations you can utilize for restart. So we are going with just start. What is the exited one? Here, copy this and we will check the So it's everything is up and running, correct? So everything is up and running. Come down and kill. So you can kill the Docker container immediately due to some urgent bug or some project situation. Copy this, go here, paste it. But what we need to kill? Container. Which container? Some buggy or some problematic. So copy this. So if you run the command, see here, exited, because you are forcibly taking down the running container. Come down. How do you anyway, we are going to see the private repository and public repository, but first your machine has to log in your hub.docker.com. This is your hub.docker.com, right? So from machine, if I push something, it automatically should go to the cloud and loud my repository, hub repository. So machine doesn't know. Machine know hub.docker.com, correct? So, but how do you know how machine knows? Has to push into this particular account. There are billions of accounts. That is exactly we are going to do it. So there is a command called docker login. Come down. So you can just go here, paste it. So you can use the cloud and loud or your user ID and the password, right? So automatically your password, even you can use it for key. Okay, we will cover it in the later session. How do you use the key to get rid of it? Okay, come down. Docker network. So I want to understand what all networks is available in this Docker. So there is a bridge network, there is a host network, and the local adapter. Come down. Docker info, which we discussed in the installation session. Docker, sorry, there is a typo. You need to correct in the typo. Docker info. So Docker info will give you the complete information about the Docker host, correct? So come down. Now there is a requirement. You want to copy some file from Docker container to the local system. Okay. So in this, I just mentioned temp for just learning purpose. You can replace it with your requirement, right? So there is a container is running. Okay. So inside this container, maybe HTTPD. Okay. We will make sure some HTTPD running container. Okay. So Docker ps-a, some HTTPD container. Docker run dit HTTPD. So basically there is a typo in this. You can run -dit HTTPD, enter Docker ps-a. First to make sure there is couple of HTTPD containers are running. Okay, now come back here. So you can run this command, replace the container ID, right? What is the container ID? So go here. So this is my container ID. Paste it. So copy it. So now ls, check your temp directory. There is a HTTPD PID. Again, to make sure it copied properly or it copied only from the container. So I'm removing it. HTTPD, sorry, there is a /temp/httpd.pid. So we have removed. Now we don't have anything in temp, right? We don't have anything in temp. Now we will run this command again. Again, run the same list. Yes, it copied. Correct? It copied on now only. Okay. So this is how you need to test it. But later there is a other way of copying also. But just go one by one. As we are starting it as a basic, go one by one. Come down. So Docker history HTTPD, as I said, go here. In the previous session also we have seen. So this will give you a overall understanding what exactly changed in HTTPD in the past image. So if you want to check the logs, right, we need one container ID. So what is my container ID? What is our container ID? Docker ps-a. So there are a couple of containers. So we need one container ID. Take this. Take this container ID and put it. So basically, if you want to verify from outside in a high level, you can use this. Come down. Searching image. This we have covered in the first session itself during the first hands-on. Again, we will explain this Docker search CentOS. So this will show you all CentOS images available in hub.docker.com. So basically, the community approved. This is a community directly approved build image. Come down. If you want to have any update, better you refer the help Docker update -help. So you run this. Basically, you can get more insight on this command. Is really useful when you go system-wise maintenance infrastructure in your Docker setup. And come down. During the performance tuning, I will explain in a small lab all this, how it works. Come down. Creating a volume. So even if you don't want to put any shared SAN or anything, here also you can go with volume, right? So I am going to create the data volume. Okay. We will create the data volume. Okay, created. Now I want to list out what are all the volumes is there. So we will list it down. So there is a one volume data is created. Come down. We need to inspect it. What is that volume? So I need to give my volume name. So it got created and it is the default mount point. Even we can change this. Okay. Come down. Mounting a data volume. So this is something you need to understand first. Okay. If you run this, one mount point automatically will be mounted, but I'm going to make you to understand. Okay. You mount and log in inside the container and create one file. And the same mount point you create with a different container, you go and check the file, it will be there. That is a exact in the production scenario, right? So this volume already we created. You no need to create. If you created in a different name, now you can create, or you can put it in a different name. That's not an issue. But whatever name you are creating, the relevant commands also you need to update, because this command I prepared, my volume name is data. My volume name is data, correct? Copy this, go here and say enter. So Ubuntu image is not available. So it is getting downloaded and I am logged in inside. So what is the data mounted? So slash data. So I am going to say I'm inside the container. See here, ls. So there is a data. So I'm going the data. This is inside container. Please don't get confused. So I am going to say you create some dummy file. Icon sleep till my learning .txt, but make it very small. Normally you just say I can't .txt. Okay, then exit it. Now you exited. Okay, now you do the same similar command. Okay, create an empty sample file. Yes, we have created. Now exit the container. Yes, we have exited. Now launch new container called example2. Remember, what is this command? The container name example1, right? So now the same command, we are going to name it as a example2. Let's see. So we will run this command. Go here. So enter it. So now we entered inside the container, second container. I am going data. See here. So previously we have I have created a couple of other files also, but we created this. It is there, correct? So in production, you can create a volume and you can save any data, which is a persistent way. If you have that requirement, then you start apply the volume logic, or there is a SAN logic, SAN mount point, which also we are going to discuss it one by one. So come down. So move to the data directory. Yes, we have just now we did it, and then we checked ls. The file is there, right? The file what we created is there. So this is how you need to refresh it. Again, I'm repeating, you need to first take one machine. In that machine, you need to install Docker. Once you install, if you are installing as some sudo privileged user, then the user should be added to the Docker group also. And make sure Docker info command is working from that user. Docker version command is working from that user. In that case, you are good to go. Then you start command lab 1, command lab 2, command lab 3, so that you got a good understanding on Docker commands. Slowly we will move on to as per the syllabus. Stay tuned. We'll meet again. Thanks everyone.